As you say, Rob, we're going into the world of boxing for a little while right now. So we're going to be speaking to TL Mach, who's a former two-time national amateur boxing champion. He's fighting his second professional bout today at the Melbourne Pavilion. He's fighting against Ongkang Swangkawatan.
Beautifully done.
Yeah, I know. Got that in one take. Hello, TL. How you doing today, mate?
Very good, Ewan. How you been?
Yeah, I've been good, mate. How's the training camp been going for this one?
Oh, it's been amazing. I couldn't get the team hard enough. I've done everything. I think the weight cut was pretty much the easiest weight cut out of all my five camps. So it was very good. I'm feeling good. I filled up straight away. Went and see my physiotherapist straight after, and he loosened me up, and had a good 10, 9 hours sleep. So now I've woken up and had a cold shower. Just had breakfast just then, so I've got some extra fuel to me now. Just pretty much just drinking some water and just getting filled up for today.
That's beautiful, mate. It's always good when you can just get the weight out of the way and just have a nice sleep. What weight are you fighting at tonight, mate?
So tonight I'll be fighting at 57.15, so 57. So it's definitely a move up from where I usually fight at. I usually fight at 2 bantamweight, which is 55.3, but I've gone up with this one just because my first one back after a little bit of a layoff.
Right, mate. Do you know much about your opponent? You know much about Mr. Swangkawatan tonight?
Not much at all. I know that he likes to switch a lot, so he's a switch hitter, but that's the same as me. I like to switch sometimes as well. If I get comfortable in the ring with someone and I feel like I can find openings that I wouldn't be able to find when I'm orthodox, I'll switch southpaw and hopefully get in with some shots where I think that are open and stuff like that as well. So I know that he's from Thailand, and I'm pretty sure if you're going to make the travel all the way here, you're going to come here to fight. So he should be a good fight.
Yeah, you wouldn't jump on a plane if you thought you were going to lose. So going into your second professional bout, I'm interested how you found the transition from the amateur ranks into the professional ranks. Obviously, there are different ways of scoring in the professional ranks to the amateur ranks, different rounds and different timings as well. So, how's it been making that transition?
The transition wasn't too hard. So, my trainer has always said to me, Jack, he's always said that my style is more good for the professionals. I like to take my time a lot and really pick my shots in terms of my punch selection. So, in the amateurs, it's really fast, like a ballet, in and out, sort of fast-paced things. And I feel like in the pros, I'm only going to get better and better as I progress because I'll have more rounds. I'll be starting to fight 6-rounders, 8-rounders, where you do have more time a little bit to plant your feet down and actually think and use your mind a lot more instead of, you only got three 2-minute rounds where you have to be quick, and if you're behind in the first round, you're essentially playing catch up. So in the pros, it's a bit better because you got extra rounds, more time, and you can really pick your shots.
Yeah, it's always nice to have that extra breathing room where you can just settle your way into the fight rather than the amateurs when you have to be on from the word go. Is there any ways that you've altered your training routine in training for these professional bouts as opposed to the amateur bouts, say longer running sessions or something like that?
Yeah. So I do a lot of strength conditioning in the morning. I do a lot of cardio and endurance-based training during the day. I was training 3 times a day, including the boxing training with pads and stuff like that. So I didn't really alter it a little bit. The only thing that got a bit more intense is the training. So I've always been a type of person to be running 5Ks every night and stuff like that. The only thing that happened is just I come to the gym. I had a strength and conditioning coach, James Sweet. He's a very, very good coach from Anytime Fitness Leopold. He's helped me out a lot. He's helped me out throughout my amateur career as well. So he's been there. So it's been great. It's been great being there with him.
Tio, it's Rob Cameron here. I'm intrigued to know why someone who weighs about 55 kilos would want to box anyway. Did you get picked on as a kid, or is it in your family?
Oh, so when I was younger, I always thought I could fight. That's the funny thing. So, and then I had a mate that came over to my house, and we had a little sparring session. And then from then on, I realized that I actually had no skills whatsoever. I was really, really intrigued by his skills, and after we can go to the gym, name. I think his name is Liam Capitalist, and he said he trains out in Curious Boxing out in Leopold, and I went there once, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take it seriously for the first, I don't know, for the first 3 months, and then I started to fall in love with the sport, and then I started doing my own extra runs, and the trainer could really see that I'm putting in the extra work, and he gave me the opportunity to have my first exhibition bout at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Festival. And from then on, I just fell in love with the spectators, the crowd, just the whole entire environment, and then that was it. I was hooked from then on.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate moment in a young man's life when you realise you can't fight at all. When I started off as boxing, my trainer put me onto Thomas the Hitman Hearns as someone to style myself off because I'm very long and wiry, as you know. Is there any fighters that you base your game on?
Oh, see, I watch a lot of fighters, and I take things from all of them. And I think the person that I've been watching the most, and I've been in love with ever since I was ever since he started to much time pro was Devin Haney. I love Shakur Stevenson as well. There's heaps that I take things off as well, but yeah, there's so many of them. I could just keep going on and on. So you just take things off every single fighter as well. So the main person I love the most, and because he's so slick and doesn't get hit, I have to say it's good old Floyd. I watch him quite a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that Devin Haney experience. I follow you on social media and saw that you got some experience with the current undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney. What was that experience like with Devin? Did you spar with Devin? Did you talk with Devin? Did you get to train with Devin?
So, yeah, we did 3 rounds together. It was very good to be in there with him, with someone with that level of experience and that level of knowledge. He really gave me some good advice in terms of what to do next. He said, keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing very well. Like, obviously him turning probably 16 and fighting in Mexico and really getting his experience that way, I feel like that I'm the same. The more fights that I get, the better I will get, and the more that I'll improve. So being in there with him was unlike no other. I've been in there with a lot of pros, but being there with him really elevated me, and I think it made me a lot better than what I was before I went in there with him. The thing about it is, when you go in there, he really knows his distance, he knows his timing, and you have to be really, really sharp and on point. And being in there with him was amazing. I loved it.
Tio, one thing that amazes me about boxers is the sacrifices you have to make, not only to put your head on the line to get whacked, but to make weight and to train and get yourself as physically fit as you need to be. It's always intrigued me because some of the people that are drawn to fighting are quite vibrant characters, but the discipline that you must have to take. Have you had any trouble making weights and preparations and training at all?
There was only one time, and that was at the Nationals in Sydney. So the night before, I thought I was going to move up weight to fight in the next division up. So the night before, I was like, yeah, stuff it. I'm going to go down to the cafe to get dinner, and I'm going to get some food. And I went and got some food, and I ended up weighing, I think, 1 kilo overweight in the morning. And that was only because I thought I was going to go up in weight, and I didn't end up going up in weight the next morning. So they gave me an hour to lose the weight, and it was quite traumatizing. I had to get like a paper bag, plastic bags all over me, put my jacket on, grab some chewy, start chewing the chewy, and start spitting out all my saliva. And then I had to even go into the toilet and vomit out whatever I had in my gut. So that wasn't pleasant, but that was it was a good learning experience as well, because now that I've been through that, I don't want to go through that again.
It's funny you say that. I actually fought on that same night, and they messed me around with the weight as well. I came in at 66 kilos, and they put me in with a bloke at 72 kilos. So not a very nice crowd. It's been lovely to talk to you, TL, and we wish you the best in your fight tonight. So good luck to you, mate, and I'll see you when I see you.
Thank you very much, Ewan. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, mate. All the very best. Appreciate your time.
Bye.
Interesting story that, and you're going through the same thing, that maybe your mates want to go out and have a bit of fun and a bit of a party and have a drink and a big feed, and you've got these disciplines hovering in the back of your mind, knowing, no, I can't do that. I've got to be focused. it's a hell of a sacrifice.
Yeah, well, TL is a great example for anyone looking to see how the impact that sports can have on youths. From what I've heard of him, he was a bit of a scallywag once upon a time, and he's really turned it around. I think he works in a real estate practice as well as doing the boxing, so he's a fantastic example for any young youths looking to see the impact that boxing can have on your life.
Yeah, I don't think there's any dispute, and it's just, and now I think it's a lot less brutal than it used to be. We've talked a bit before about referees coming in before there's a problem, having the skill and sense to read the room, so to speak, about how an individual's going. Amateurs still wear helmets. There's all these sorts of things that show that it's really looking after the longevity of the sport, because the good things that come out of the sport far outweigh. You've just got to find a way to make it balance.
Well, you can't go into a rough neighbourhood and introduce badminton
No.
and expect that to turn around everyone's expectations in the
Correct.
area.
Correct.
You've got to introduce something with a little bit of fire.